Wind, and I'm here to talk to you about how digitalization can help optimize wind turbine operations. My name is Sharath. I am the Business Development Manager for Onyx India. Before we move on to the presentation, I will quickly introduce Onyx Insight. Onyx is a global wind turbine technology company providing predictive analytics services to our wind turbine operators and customers across the globe. We are a part of BP since 2017, multiple award-receiving company with 7 global offices and headquarters in UK. Apart from UK, we are in US, South Korea, Australia, Spain, India, and China. We provide condition monitoring services, and part of this is providing monitoring services to monitor the wind turbines. And we, at this point of time, we monitor more than 8,000 wind turbines globally. In our 30 countries. We also do a lot of consultancy services, and a part of this we are delivered due diligence projects for more than 65 gigawatts of wind assets. So there are 3 main verticals to our business. First is the analytics platform, the software and analytics platform through which we deliver the predictive analytics support site technology to our customers. And there are multiple platforms for like Fleet Monitor we use for vibration-based analytics, and AI Hub is a platform to integrating data integration and SCADA-based ML programs. To enable this this platform, we use ourselves to provide the monitoring services, and we also help our customers to use these platforms to develop their own in-house predictive analytics teams. To enable this analytics, we have developed our own data acquisition systems, hardware systems, sensor systems to acquire vibration and other data streams and enable the analytics to run the predictive programs. EcoCMS is our drivetrain monitoring system. It is based on digital MEMS technology, measuring triaxial vibrations and temperature from each sensor. And also, EcoPitch is a novel technology that we released last year for health monitoring of pitch bearings. Of course, all of this based on our heritage of being wind turbine engineers. We still do a lot of engineering and consultancy services, delivering engineering solutions to our customers, our engineers climbing turbines and solving problems for their customers. So looking at the market trends globally, the story is kind of consistent across markets. There is tremendous pressure to reduce LCOE. Several studies show that 15% reduction in LCOE is required for wind to be competitive. Withdrawal of subsidies, which means that by 2030, 62% of the assets, the risk on the assets will be transferred to the merchants. On the chart here, you can see how the risk of operating wind assets has been transferred from 2015, a minuscule percentage on merchant risk. But by 2040, almost all of the assets will be at merchant risk. This is very significant. And of course, the market is growing rapidly with installations adding every year. So how has the market reacted to this development? How has the market adjusted itself? So we see a consolidation of assets across the board, creating super majors, operators who operate gigawatts of wind assets. And this has actually impacted how the wind turbine operations have been affected and have changed. And the emergence of the super majors have actually enabled these operators to move to look at other ways of operating wind turbines rather than treating the traditional OEM contracts to deliver O&M, and move to self-perform. In-house development of teams to manage these assets is a byproduct of emergence of these super major operators. This slide is an example from a big operator in Europe. By 2016, they had 26% of their assets under self-O&M. But in just 4 years, by 2020, more than double, 60% of this asset was moved to self-O&M. So it is clear that operators are moving away from OEM service. This trend is consistent across the markets we operate. Yeah. And of course, with the aim to reduce cost and improve services. Like I said earlier, this is again accelerated by the emergence of super majors. Moving closer home in India, as we all know, the fourth biggest wind market in installed capacity with a very strong manufacturing base. But the challenges are the same. There's increased pressure, cost pressure, and to reduce the cost of energy across the board in development and OEM and O&M and across the board. Combine this with challenges of an aging fleet, and that's accumulated. Of course, as always, the focus on maximizing availability and optimizing reliability. So if you look at O&M expenses are the single biggest OPEX item in wind. So the total OPEX, of the total OPEX cost, O&M is a big chunk of this cost. And of this big chunk, 65% of that big chunk is the cost from unplanned turbine O&M. If you look at it, so reducing unplanned maintenance is crucial for cost reduction. This is clear. And this is an area where Onyx have a lot of experience working with our customers to optimize the unplanned turbine O&M cost. An example closer here from home, where we work with an Indian IPP, major IPP, as they transition into self-O&M. We have been partnered to deliver our digital services to optimize the whole process. And we have installed our systems on more than 300 turbines to date. As a whole, as the process of actually moving out of OEM contracts to perform self-O&M, the IPP achieved a 50% reduction in cost. But the question here was, how do we control the risk? It's when you move out of OEM contract to self-perform, there is a considerable risk in terms of ensuring machine availability and logistics and so on. So the question on how we control the risk is where Onyx come in with the predictive analytics tools. And in the last 1.5 years we've been working with this customer, we have identified more than 30 faults on the wind turbine system, which enabled them to plan their replacements and manage these developing faults in a much efficient manner to minimize turbine downtime. And also I'm happy to report that over this last 1 year they've seen a 0.3% improvement in turbine availability as well. So my last slide, the case for India, it's the same problems, same challenges that we face across the globe. Maybe we are a few years behind some other markets in terms of this transition. So increased pressure on energy prices, growing fleet size with the emergence of super majors, IPPs, and in some cases where OEMs are underperforming on their O&M contracts, and the challenge of having to manage fleet of multiple turbine technologies. So, but all of this being there, the challenge is to find a new operating model to reduce OPEX cost. And this requires a thorough study of the risk of actually making this transition. And we have lessons from across the globe, enough proof points that adopting a digital methodology, moving to a predictive regime will help to manage the risk, reduce cost, and increase asset value. Of course, in India, we have a track record of accelerated adoption of technology with cellular and so on. There's many examples of this, and I would strongly argue that this accelerated adoption of the digitalization will be key in actually seeing a substantial reduction in LCOE as we all want. Thank you. That was all from my side. For any questions? Do we take questions now? Sorry? Do we take questions here?
Questions?
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sharath. Thank you for your presentation, and through the solutions of Onyx insight, how digitalization can actually help in optimizing the wind turbine operations, reducing cost and increasing efficiency. May I once again invite Mr. Sharath here and request Mr. Chintan Shah to kindly present the memento to him. So any questions you have for him, or any insights you wish to gain from Onyx Insights, you can connect with them off the platform. Probably they have their kiosk also. You can connect with them. Thank you.